So I've been to 10 foreign destinations since November 2009. What I thought I would do today, I love this place. I've eaten here like 4 times already. What I thought I would do today is kind of rank them in an imperfect way. But instead of sitting in front of the camera, maybe taking a walk around my Taipei neighborhood. I am sorry, Seoul, but your food is not that good. And I like barbecued meats, I like kimchi. Another thing about Seoul is there's a huge stigma there against eating alone, which I've found hard to get over. It doesn't take long. You know, once you've been asked, politely, mind you, once you've been asked to leave 3 or 4 restaurants and you're led to the door and pointed down the street, that's hard to overcome. Another thing about Seoul is it takes forever to get anywhere. It's so big. Oh, that looks good. I was treated kind of like a rock star there. Everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to practice their English. I mean, that's cool. There is a kind of a racial purity thing going on under the surface that I'm not crazy about. And the North American teachers there who are teaching English, it's the biggest collection of spoiled brats I've ever seen, and they give Westerners like me a bad name. And Turin's in Italy, so the food is peerless. And, you know, every place is car-centric. Every place worships the automobile, but it's kind of at a different level in northern Italy. And Turin is the only place I've been on this list where I felt unsafe bicycling. Moreover, the people in Turin seem to have an inferiority complex. Like they didn't really believe in their city. A kind of a general malaise. Like, I don't know, just like they never recovered after hosting the Winter Olympics. When was it? In 2006, maybe? I know, right? Amsterdam is a huge cultural center. It's got at least 3 major museums. And you can get amazing food in Amsterdam, especially like Indonesian food and Malaysian food. But, I mean, just what the heck is Dutch food? Is it, you know, broodjes and bitterballen? Plus, Amsterdam is super expensive. And, frankly, the drug tourism there is out of control. You've got thousands of adults walking around acting like teenagers, and it's tiresome. I want more. Cremona. I get a little choked up thinking about Cremona. It's just an amazing place. And my blood pressure went down visiting Cremona. You're in Italy, so the food again is outstanding. You can't go wrong. It doesn't really belong on this list, and I'm going to hell for making this list, I'm sure. But it's a city of 75,000. And you will run out of things to do there eventually. God, I love Taipei. Cremona's a little like the Wisconsin of the U.S. They make the same stuff, although Wisconsin's a little prettier in the countryside. I loved it. That the cafe culture there, I think, is just as good as Italy's. It's a supremely relaxed city. I like the food in Budapest. It's like your grandmother's food. If your grandma made roasted goose and potatoes and cabbage. It's very filling, honest fare. The bike scene in Budapest is underrated. The motorists there are quite sporting, especially on the flat pest side. It's got a good opera, not a great one. It's got a separate performance center that's really out of this world. I love me some Budapest. Istanbul. Visually, Istanbul is number one. It's not even close. I mean, you've got the European side, the Asian side. I still dream about Istanbul. The Galata Tower. The food is quite good. It's a maddening city, though, because I stayed in Sultanahmet. The drug sellers are really fucking annoying, and I want to punch all of them in the mouth. They call Cairo Al-Danya, the mother of the world. It really is. It's a very very in-your-face place. Think of the time, I need to put my umbrella up. Think of the time when you felt, most alive, when your senses were so heightened, and just multiply that by 10. That's Cairo. It's an open-air museum. The food is cheap and simple. I mean, the whole experience is dirt cheap in Cairo. It's a very complicated place. I'd suggest, you just put on your emotional armor and go. Now, if you're a woman, you might want to scratch it off your list. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of speechless when it comes to that. If you're a man, you'll be treated like a king. But more than any other place, when I think of Cairo, I think of, that was the trip of a lifetime. So, if you're going to Asia for the first time, I recommend Tokyo. Why? Because it's so safe, it's so easy to get around. It's the best food city I've ever been to. And here's why. I mean, they take your cuisine and improve on it. The best hamburgers you'll ever have, the best pizza you'll ever have is in Tokyo, and it's a cultural thing. I mean, they take all your inventions and improve on them, right? Not to mention, the retail service in Tokyo is unlike anything I've ever experienced. Oh, I just caught a whiff of stinky tofu. I mean, it smells like the stinky tofu here. I haven't had the courage to try it yet. It smells like 50 homeless men farted in a can of gasoline. So back to Tokyo, I mean, I think some of the courtesy there is an act. I'm not sure. But who cares, right? An amazing place with incredible signage, utterly safe and navigable. I love Tokyo. The only reason it's not at the top of the list is because, what is Tokyo anyway? There is no Tokyo. It's like 20 different cities. There's Shibuya and Shinjuku and Asakusa, Koto, and on and on. Berlin. 3 opera houses, Museum Island, just an endless amount of things to see and do. I found it to be quite cheap for a Northern European city. The food is decent, not great. I mean, the beer scene is maybe the best in the world outside of Belgium, although America is pretty great when it comes to beer. And Taipei, I mean, this fucking place has absolutely blown me away. And it's an untrustworthy ranking because you like what you've experienced the most recently. So as soon as I upload this, this list has become obsolete. But think of it. Well, I thought Taipei would be a little more third worldy. I thought it would be kind of a bridge between East and Southeast Asia, but well, it's clearly in the East Asia camp. It's technologically super advanced. It's incredibly clean and easy to get around. The food is varied, delicious, and cheap. I mean, everything you put in your mouth here is like the best thing you've ever eaten in your life. The subway system is as good as Seoul or Tokyo, meaning it's, you know, the best subway system in the world. I mean, nobody does underground transportation like the Asians. I think we can agree on that. It has the cheapest taxis I've ever been in outside of Cairo. It's almost exaggeratedly inexpensive here. And I don't know why. You know, if you go out to eat here, it's impossible to spend more than $3 American. I mean, no matter how much food is piled on your plate. I just can't say enough about Taipei. I am absolutely in love with it. And why it is off the American tourist radar is baffling to me. Go to your computer right now and look up the airfares to Taipei. They are 40% cheaper than going to Europe. And so I live on the near west coast of North America. That may have something to do with it, but not everything. And once you get here, it is 60% cheaper than Europe. I know I can't tar all of Europe with the same brush, but you know, I'm making a list. So let's see, what else? So best food, it's kind of a tie. Anywhere in Italy, and my touchstones for Italy are Cremona and Turin, and Tokyo. So, for reasons I've explained. Best affordable food, it's right here in Taipei. No question. Best looking women. I know you want to know that. It's a tie between Turin and Seoul, I would say. Friendliest people. This is a cop-out, but it's a 10-way tie. If there's anything I've learned from hopping around the world, it's that if you're lost or hungry and you need help, people's better natures rise to the surface. And that's really the best lesson you can get from traveling. Thanks for coming on this walk with me. I needed to get some of this stuff off my chest.